Fires of Magic. You could be playing the 2004, 2018, 18 Spider-Man game right about now. But you're not. You're listening to me do this reading. I, on the other hand, am right now busy playing the 2018 Spider-Man game on my little PS4. I am not doing this reading. Nope. And it's going to take a miracle of science to stop me. Your PS4 battery is low. You've been playing this game for almost 24 hours now. Time to give your PS4 a rest. Frack. Chapter 40, Crowning Achievement. 17 days remain. You know, you know what happens when you put that little counter in the up or left-hand corner? All you're doing is driving me crazy. Peter sat at a table near the back of the room, stealing glances from the young mayor standing alongside Princess Celestia and Luna. Twilight Sparkle, the socially awkward, sometimes eccentric, and intelligent yet dense bookworm, was now Princess of Equestria, and one of the youngest in history. Oh, I think now I get it, folks. This is why Peter is being shit with Twilight. No, still doesn't work. You need something more than just socially awkward, sometimes eccentric, and intelligent. Because if that were true, then the Peter and MJ ship wouldn't work nearly as well as it does. The coronation was brief, lasting only an hour, but the royal party was quite the opposite, lasting for nearly twice as long thus far. What most stood out in Peter's mind was perhaps Twilight's speech. A stallion closed his eyes and dove into his mind, reliving that moment. Twilight stood over the podium, nervousness evident by her sheepish smile on her face. A little while ago, my teacher and mentor, Princess Celestia, sent me to live in Ponyville. She sent me to study friendship, which is something I didn't really care much about. But now, on a day like today, I can honestly say I wouldn't be standing here if it weren't for the friendships I made with all of you. The Alcorn paused, glancing out to the side. Each one of you has taught me something about friendship, and for that, I'll always be grateful. Even now, I have so much to learn about it. In love. And boom, one of my favorite speeches from Twilight is completely ruined. Thank you, Fick. Lord motion was swift. Twilight's eyes fell to the section beneath her position, focusing on the acorn maned stallion standing with her friends. Wait a minute. Section beneath her? Beneath her? Fuck you, Fick! Okay. I apologize for that outburst. But one of the greatest things I liked about the whole ceremony was that Twilight had her coronation and did her speech while her friends were right there with her. Do you know why I love that moment so damn much? Simple. Because of several reasons. One, it fit into Twilight's character. She may have been a princess now, but she would always, always be humble and never saw herself above any pony. So saying that it's a section beneath her is out of character, and it's basically saying that Twilight now sees herself above others. Two, it shows that as far as Twilight is concerned, she may be the most powerful alicorn on the planet, but she is nothing without her friends. So she sees her friends just as equal, if not more so, than her. 3. When she has those girls on there, do you know one of the first things she did that reminded me of why I love her so much and why we as the audience should really have nothing to worry about, and why all the people who were scared about Twilight living in her own castle, or Twilight moving to Canterlot, or Twilight abandoning her friends was total bullshit, and that those people who were complaining needed to shut the fuck up. Simple. Not only were they on the same level, but the first thing Twilight did was ask for her friends to stand with her. Which, again, reminded you, the audience, and the people of Canterlot, that Twilight may be the princess. She may have the power. But for her, she is just as weak as they are without them. It's just like Usagi. It's just like Luffy. Usagi may have the power of the Genshisho. She may have the power of the gods. But that thing does not work without the following behind her. Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Uranus, Neptune, Saturn, and Pluto. And sometimes maybe Chibimu, depending on how you look at it. And Luffy may be one of the best pirates out there. We all know that sooner or later he's going to get the chance to punch out a god. But, well, I think Luffy said it best once. Of course I don't know how to wield a sword, dumbass! I can't navigate. I can't cook. I don't even know how to tell a lie. I know I'd be dead 1,000 times over if it weren't for my friends.
How pathetic, you just told me everything you can't do. Now what can you do, straw boy?
I could kick your ass. So, by having this scene of saying that her friends and Peter are on the section beneath her, not only is this OOC, not only are you betraying what the original scene has set up, but you're basically having Twilight saying, I'm superior than you. I have more power than you. So congratulations. In this one moment in the flashback, you have ruined every single thing that the original scene had set up. So thanks a fucking lot. You have actually managed to confirm everybody's fears about her, rather than try to assuage it. You just basically said, yes, Twilight is superior to them, when we all know that's Bupkis. Fuck you, story. Today I consider myself the luckiest pony in Equestria. Thank you, friends. Thank you, every pony. I'm so glad I'm above you. Pierre's chest felt tight as his lips curled in a smile. He watched Twilight exchange brief dialogues with many nobles and aristocrats, each usually beginning with a congratulations and ending with a thank you, or other form of gratitude. Pierre wanted to be there as well and congratulate his mare for her accomplishment. She earned this, the stallion sighed. Honestly, he just wanted to speak to her. Due to time restraints and preparations, the couple weren't given the opportunity to bid each other on any parting words earlier that morning. Oh, and by the way, for all of you who are asking why Princess Cadance would babysit, simple. She's a princess. She can do whatever the fuck she wants. She likes it. End of story. Fortunately, his friends provided welcomed company for the duration of the day. But the moment the acceptance party started, every pony broke off and went their separate ways, much like they had last time. Pierre chose to remain stationary by the punch bowl, to remain as inconspicuous as possible, as well as maintain a rest point for the girls should any of them choose to return. The task was proving rather easy, considering how outplaced Pierre was among the gathering of high-class elitists. You know, you keep referencing all these things, and all you're doing is just reminding me more and more why Pierre needs to be with Applejack! His royal blue suit helped mask the truth to that extent, but the stallion was still a wallflower at heart, quite comfortable with that fact. Sighing, Pierre downed the last of his punch in his glass, before stealing another glance at his mare. The bright pink dress she wore, compliments of rarity, graced her figure rather well, and masked the color of her cutie mark. Pierre felt it went perfect with the unique strand of the Alcorn's mane, the one he loved beyond measure. Even now it was surreal. Pierre was actually in a relationship with a princess. It wasn't a secret, far from it. Peter could only grin at the warm and fuzzy he felt. It was nice to be loved, plain and simple. Peter's eyes widened once a couple of mares took a seat on both sides. But he softened, recognizing the warm emerald gaze of one and the meek blue irises of the other. The stallion chuckled. You two are back early. You didn't have the assorted cheeses you wanted? Applejack grinned. Well, Peter, why did you immediately assume that? Celeste doesn't really amount of things, her cube. The blonde adjusted herself in a seat, taking a moment to brush the wrinkles out of her Western-style dress. Peter poured the farm pouring a drink, earning a warm smile in return. After taking a sip of the sweet beverage, Applejack directed her emerald gaze to the crowd spread throughout the room and sighed. I'm just not fighting these fancy powers. Most of the ponies are so uptight, quick to judge. Makes a girl feel unwelcome, you know? Shrugging, she turned back to the stallion with a smile. I'd rather hang with ponies than like me the way I am. I know the feeling. Peter managed to reply before finishing what seemed to be his fourth glass of punch. Stealing a glance out the corner of his eye, the stallion found Fluttershy fidgeting with her hooves. She peeked at Peter occasionally, alternating her gaze between him and the ground. The stallion rose his brow at the mare's features, was her pink right as her silky mane. You okay, Fluttershy? You look flushed. Glossy blue eyes widened.
I'm alright. I'm just happy to see you.
Peter stared at Fluttershy's words, chuckling sheepishly as he scratched the back of her head. Her body temperature rose even further, for Rainbow Dash came sauntering in, her dress swaying side to side. See, Fluttershy couldn't help but admit that Rainbow Dash looked gorgeous in that outfit, even though it looked like it started to annoy Dash. Smirking, Dash could only wink at her mare, and Fluttershy gave a soft giggle.
I'm not good with crowds either. Since the gardens are cut off, I thought it'd be nice if I stayed with you.
Then Fluttershy felt Dash's hoof grab hers. You ain't staying down here.
What? Ooh!
With that, Rainbow Dash took Fluttershy by the hoof and flew off into the sky. Placing her hoof into Fluttershy's, the two began to dance in the sky, the moonlight shining on the two of them. Dash then pulled Fluttershy close and whispered,
I really can't slow dance.
Fluttershy couldn't help but giggle and whisper,
It's okay. Neither can I.
Rainbow Dash then said back,
So, let's just pretend we do, and then learn as we go, right?
Fluttershy could only smile before pulling her cheek away, looking right into Rainbow Dash, and then giving her a soft kiss on the lips. Peter turned to Applejack. Spider-Sense, are you two gonna hit me? Of course not. Why you ask? Before Peter could respond, his body disappeared behind a blue blur. Fluttershy and Rainbow Applejack started sitting around aimlessly. Rainbow Dash sat over a frame. Peter's vision spun as his aching cranium struggled to clutch his senses. Skills, we have got to stop meeting like this. Rainbow Dash saw pain stallion on mine. Yeah, whatever. Listen, I was getting ready to talk to the Wonderbolts, but Spitfire stopped me before I could. First, I thought she was finally going to invite me to join the Academy. Weren't you just at the Academy? I mean, this is supposed to be after season 3, you know. But she wanted me to give you something. Retrieving the lantern from inside her dress with her teeth, Rainbow dropped it by the staff of his hoof, pouting. What's weird is that Spitfire left the party right after she gave me the lair. This way, I'll never become a Wonderbolt. What are you waiting for? Open the lair, see what she wants. Applejack stared blankly at the Pegasus. You gotta be real at pushing sometimes. You gonna tell Peter this without tackling him? Peter eventually pulled himself from the ground and into a sitting position before opening the lair. Rainbow delivered to him. He paused, peeking over the table. Once it was clear nobody had noticed their presence, Peter lowered himself back into a previous position, also was hoped the girls to come closer. Placing her hooves over his shoulders, Rainbow leaned over his head. Fluttershy and Applejack occupied his sides. Brows furrowed as he read the letter inwardly. But upon the letter's completion, everybody's eyes shot open and fell agape. Hey, Spider-Man, this is Spitfire. Sorry it took me so long to get in touch with you after what happened in Manhattan. There's a lot I want to talk to you about, but I'm not going to tell you through this lair. Come around noon tomorrow. Meet me by the gourds outside Ponyville. We can talk then. Come alone. Sincerely, Spitfire. P.S. Sir Rainbow Dash has already taught you, but I already know who you really are, P. so you can bring your costume tomorrow. You're gonna need it.
Oh my fucking god, I can't fucking believe this!
Just when I thought we were going to actually get to the plot again, we're stuck with this! Oh my, Fluttershy gasped, placing her hoof over her mouth. I completely forgot Spitfire found out who you were after your accident. Care to have told us this sooner? Applejack closed her eyes and shook her head. What's good did her? Everyone's gonna know Peter's secret soon. It ain't like she's blackmailing him. Spitfire will give him the letter to P herself instead of having Rainbow delivered to her. Instead, the blonde scratched the back of her ear before staring a glance at Pierre. So, what's he gonna do, Sugar Cube? I'm not going to agree to this. I'm going to continue to train and look for a way to outsmart Norman Osborn since we only have 17 days left, and I'm going to focus more on this plot rather than actually go off and actually do what Spitfire has to say. Pierre was silent for a moment, but the stallion nodded and shrugged his shoulders. I guess I'll go and see what he has to say. Or you can fill me with more filler crap. Take your pick. Spitfire's known my identity for this long and hasn't told anyone. That's a good sign I can trust her. Well, that's what happened between me and Applebloom. Look what's come of that. Folding the letter in a poor diamond shape, he offered the paper to the farm pony. Not holding on to this for me, AJ? Sure thing, Applejack replied, sliding the letter into her hat before adjusting the headpiece on her golden crown. Question. Why is everybody holding a tiara? Fear and Fluttershy smiled, unaware that Rainbow Dash sat with a pound her host folded across her chest. Glancing at the ground, Rainbow and Applejack grinned nervously as the pink flush filled her cheeks. So, we're gonna sit down here all day? David probably may get the wrong idea if they see three mares and a stallion cooped up together like this. But, I don't mind, but, yeah. It's gonna be one mare, Rainbow Dash said, before taking Fluttershy by the hand and flying back off into the crowd, and proceeding to dance with her in the sky. The two ponies dancing like a lovely couple. Meanwhile, Trixie and Pinkie Pie and Spike emerged to join the group at the table. Spike wore a black tuxedo with a red bow tie. The baby dragon looked around aimlessly for something. When once Applejack pulled a stool from behind the table, Spike smiled and climbed onto the seat. Pinkie Pie, in her blue dress. Pink Bear in a blue dress with a blue dress on. Giggled as he placed a chocolate cake at the center of the table. Delicacies were scattered across the party. The Pink Bear wanted to be certain her friends had to enjoy one. Applejack wasted no time in cutting into her sweet treat, dropping the slices onto small plates. Every pony accepted a piece, but waited for Trixie to take her seat. Her dress was navy blue, a shade darker than her fur coat, and her mane was pulled back into a small ponytail, held by a large violet ribbon. The unicorn rose her brow at Rainbow Dash, reserving her purple irises to the ponies at her table, shaking her head bemusingly. I take it every pony is having a fair time. Trixie won't bother to ask about Rainbow Dash. I fear the answer regarding her would get redundant. Trixie huffed, looking at gasp from her punch for her telekinesis. Applejack smiled. Pete just got a letter from Spitfire. We'll tell you about that later. Rainbow, she does not realize what it's like to be a mare. Trixie smirked before sipping her beverage. Can I just say that again? Applejack. Realize what it's like to be a mare. There's something wrong with that sentence, but I don't have it in me to figure it out. Mom took a bit out of the slice of her cake, cooling as the chocolate melted in her mouth, restraining herself from devouring the rest too soon. Applejack pushed her plate aside and placed her host on the table. Anyway, what brings you here, Trixie? Figured these be your kind of bonus. Using her magic, Trixie placed her glass down and faced Applejack. In the past, that certainly was a fact. The great and powerful Trixie was an elite, and only associated herself with such. As you know, that was a facade, and I didn't make any real friends in the meantime. Sighing, the mare stole a glance at Pierre before centering her gaze back to Applejack. I guess I'm not too comfortable associating with the high crowd since I started acting like myself. Don't get Trixie wrong. While you are my friends, you are all a bunch of ruffians, but... Trixie bit her lip and glanced off the side. I wouldn't change any of you for the world. Applejack's eyes widened. Not too long ago, She and Trixie couldn't stand the sight of each other, but now it felt like they had been friends for years.
I would have liked to have seen that.
Placing her hoof over the unicorn's shoulder, Applejack gave the mare an earnest smile. Well, nobody's allowed, Trixie. We won't tell you to either. Hey, Pinky, Peter called out, earning the collected gaze of everybody at the table. The pink mare hummed, nodding as she took a sip of her beverage. Stallion cried, "What did the gorillas say to the chip after they failed to make contact?" Pinky tilted her head to the side, not freeing her mouth from a glass of punch. Peter raised himself. "I don't have time for this monkey business." An awkward silence befell the table. Only sounds to be heard from the surrounding party. And that cricket. Trixie groaned, slamming her hoof directly at her forehead. Faint sound of snickering escaped from Applejack, prompting Trixie to shoot a exaggerated glare in direction. The situation worsened. Forsyth brought her hoof over her mouth, concealing her light giggles. Despite her whispered voice, her laughter could be heard by Trixie's ears. If that wasn't bad enough, Spike chuckled along with the Pegasus, leaving Trixie to feel alone in her sane world. However, what followed was Miles' draw. Pinky snored, accidentally inhaling some of her drink. She lowered her head behind the table, coughing and laughing alternatively. But eventually the pink mare cleared the punch from her mouth and nostrils, breaking down into pompous guffaws. Pinky earned the attention of some spectators, but he simply shrugged, paying every penny at the table no mind. Exasperated, Trixie stared at her friends, brow twitching involuntarily. Rainbow Dash returned to the table, only to immediately succumb at the sight of Pinky's non-stop giggling and snoring. Trixie could only shake her head silently.
I take it back. I hate you all.
"Hey, Trixie!" Peter whispered as Pinky's laughter quietly subsided, giving the mare ample time to recollect her oxygen. Trixie frowned, raising her brow at the stallion. "What's the difference between a jeweler and a dealer?" Peter smiled while the magician stared out blinking. "One sells watches, one sells." He grinned.
I'm going to finish the rest of that line because I feel like I need to blow something up.
Was to Trixie's dismay, the awful pawing garter is similar to the last. Elsac smiled wildly, gritting her teeth to stifle her laughter. Forsyth giggled softly, and Spike withheld himself to chuckles. Rainbow Dash laughed uproariously, but paled in comparison to the volume of Pinky's guffaws. Trixie felt like the most intelligent pony on the planet. No pony in their right mind would laugh at Parker's idiocy. She opened her mouth, ready to tell her peers for being so stupid, but her body betrayed her intentions, leaving a short burst of laughter to uncharacteristically escape from the usually stoic Trixie. She threw her hose over her mouth, desperate to hide what had transpired. It was too late, evident by Parker's knowing smile. Shame, Trixie's cheeks burned. The mayor scowled, turning her back to her allies. The madness was spreading, as he was powerless to stop it. Not she actually minded, but Trixie refused to give Parker an inch, knowing he'd take a mile.
Good evening, David Pudding.
Verity cheered, gracefully trotting over to the table. She was welcomed with warm smiles from her friends, prompting the unicorn to mirror their accents. Her crimson dress swayed with her movements while her fillet mane remained still, rocked delicately and stylishly in a bun. "Yeah, girl, swing those hips." She took a seat next to Peter, taking a moment to playfully wink at the stallion before turning her attention to the others surrounding the table.
I take it every Pudding has been on their best behavior.
Peter grinned. "Do we get cookies if we were? I want oatmeal raisin, Pinky likes chocolate chips, Skittles likes—"
Quiet, you.
Trixie exhaled, her ears twisting at Pinky's giggling. Verity raised her brow to comment, before poking her lips in a mock pout.
Peter, darling, I must beg that you act a little more professionally.
The mare tilted her head to the side, her gaze stifling at the sight. Her horn glowed, allowing magic to envelop Peter's crimson tie. Before long, the neck piece was properly straightened. Verity gave the stallion an approving nod.
You have a reputation to uphold, after all.
Smirking, Peter fixed his posture, sitting properly in his seat. "And here I thought you liked me for myself."
I did quite a bit,
the stallion firmly stated, or finding a kiss on the stallion's cheek.
But you can't be rather silly sometimes. Now I find it endearing, others find it quite annoying.
Spike fumed, folding his arms, but no pony noticed his quiet glare. "Hi, I'm Spike, remember? I exist!" Peter chuckled nervously, beads of sweat forming over his forehead due to the sudden rise of heat on his face.
You, sir, have no right to talk about Spike existing.
Hey, at least I mentioned him. At least I have him do stuff. Spike has barely said one word in this whole entire fic. How does he feel that Pierre's basically dating his sister/mother figure? How does Spike feel about all this? We're not really getting anything to Spike. At least I show Spike having some emotions about certain situations and certain events. At least I have Spike make small cameos here and there. This has nothing. To this day, he had no answer for Rarity's open affection. Trixie House smiling.
Look at that. You can set him up.
The entire table joined together in harmless laughter, prompting Pierre to join in sheepishly. Fortunately, before they could partake in friendly conversation, a still-white stallion approached the table, laughing. The majority of the table stared at the pony questionably, failing to recognize his cold blue eyes and freshly combed short blonde mane. Rarity grimaced, wishing that horrid smug grin would leave the confines of her memory. Why is it that that the only time I've ever seen blue blood not done in a disgusting manner has been with an Arcade Striker fic, and that one Groundhog Day fic? Why? Oh, okay, and the Iron Man fic. Now that I think about it, I've actually had a pretty good rep with blue blood, with maybe the exception of the Universe. Well, I gotta compliment myself on that. Verity turned her head in a huff and closed her eyes.
Prince Blueblood, to what do I owe the pleasure?
The stallion scoffed.
Rarity, I could see you're as much of a brute as ever.
He towered over the table, standing considerably taller than Pierre when in his position. He raised his brow at the lot, causing to glare only at the stallion present at the table.
I've come to confirm a suspicion. Your name is Peter, correct?
Glancing aside, Pierre threw the remnants of his slice of cake into his mouth, before giving the high-class stallion a nod. Blue Blood frowned in disgust.
As I thought, you'll alter the others.
His smile returned.
I fail to see why anybody would make a fuss over you. Yes, I know, I think my blue blood has become more exasperated over time. Today, we shall only exceed in the finest of wines and the most pompous of laughter.
Love that bit from Gravity Falls. Verity's eyes shot open.
Why, you pompous!
Pierre nonchalantly continued his chewing, shaking his head disapprovingly to Rarity. She hated his notion and eased back into her seat, but her glare remained fixed on Prince Blueblood, growing more venomous by the second. The high-class stallion took a step back, wary of the violent-maned unicorn's fury, but that uneasy air spread, sending a chill through Blueblood's fur. Pierre, the unimpressive stallion, remained oblivious as he finished his treat. The mares sitting around him stared intently into Prince. Applejack, Rainbow Dash, and Trixie stared Rarity's scowl, but he sat still, perhaps due to Pierre's lack of interest in the moment. Butterseye, whose fury was seen by many at the previous gala, glared at Blue Blood quietly, yet intently. This was more than enough for the high-class stallion to keep his distance. Finishing his treat, Pierre turned to the pink mare by his side. Hey, Pinky, you might save you Twilight Slice? I know she'll love a piece of cake. Pinky giggled, for hopping from her seat past Blue Blood. She quickly returned with a few napkins. Before she reached her seat, the mare snarled at the high-class stallion, causing him to recoil sharply. Then, as if nothing transpired, Pinky sat next to Pierre, a smile on her face. The slice of cake been wrapped carefully, so he surrendered to a friend. Pierre nodded gracefully. Thanks, Pinky. His eyes widened at late realization. As he sat to his side, Pierre gazed at Blue Blood questionably, blissfully unaware at every mare at the table glared at the high-class stallion at the same moment. So, who are you again? Sorry, I can hardly eat and listen at the same time. Laughing forcefully, Blue Blood turned sharply on his hoof and hastily made for his exit, as far away from the entourage of angry mares as he could. However, as he cut away through the crowd, his mind continued to ponder what made such an average stallion special. Half a dozen beautiful mares just defended a single stallion, as if they were part of a herd.
Don't remind me!
To make matters worse, they were the wielders of the elements of harmony, with the exception of the silver blue-maned unicorn.
Trixie sees herself as a reserve member.
This Pierre certainly couldn't have been that special. After all, he was such a common pony,
not a noble prince or grandiose such as Blue Buds. The high-class stallion furrowed his brow, finally stopping once he was certain he was a safe distance from those ruffians. He stared intently at Peter, frowning as those girls continued to smother him with attention. Except for Fluttershy and Rainbow Dash, who were smothering each other with affection, and except for Pinkie, who was busy smothering almost everybody within a 5-mile radius with affection, and except for Applejack and Peter, who were smothering each other with affection, and I wish they were shipping Peter and Applejack, thank you very much! He wasn't special, not in the least. But his mind broadened, remembering seeing this pony in his unkempt mane strolling through the castle as of late. Just, who was this Peter? And how did he garner this much attention? And how did he not hear anything from Princess Celestia about it? Or how was it not on the news? Seriously. Is Blue Blood just deaf, dumb, and blind? But plays mean pinball? Blue Blood closed his eyes and huffed. He would not be outdone by this commenter. Meanwhile, back at the table, Peter shrugged his shoulders. Well, that was weird. Just who was that anyway? I hope it's not something that's going to come back and make become utterly stupid. In unison, every male exhaled, letting go of their gathered frustration. Peter shifted his gaze across the table aimlessly, raising his brow. Was it something I said? Verity shook her head and placed both her hooves over Peter's own.
Of course not, darling. Rupert is such an elegant oaf who thinks he's above everybody. Sadly, I used to be quite enamored with him. That is, until I found out just how loathsome he really is.
Peter smiled sadly. So you went through that. The lights around inside the room dimmed, centering on the 3 alicorns on top of the stairs. And Keys is not there, why? Verity turned to sight. It wasn't for an embarrassing amount of time she realized her hooves were still in contact with Peter's. The mare pulled back, cleared the throat. Thankful the lack of the light in the room hid the blood that surely filled her cheeks. That's right, folks. You come to watch Pony for a lot of things. Friendship, the characters, the magic, the world, the fact that it's just a little bit better than ours, escapism. I bet you didn't know you also came to watch a freaking harem anime in the making! And there's one thing I can't stand, it's a badly done harem anime! Clear her throat.
Don't worry about Blue Blood, Peter. You're 10 times the stallion he is. But enough about that. Looks like it's about to begin.
What's about to begin?
The Princess Strip Show. Woo! Take off!
Peter lowered his head, placed his nose over the table.
Would you mind keeping your perverted stuff until Sunday?
Okay. His breathing grew shallow all of a sudden, as immense nervousness took hold of his being. Yeah, I was afraid of that. He sighed, managing to smile once Pinkie patted his back reassuringly. It was fortunate his unkempt mane kept the majority of his face. That Twilight had demanded he cut it, you know? Everything I've done has led me to this point. Let's hope I don't screw this up. Princess Celestia stepped forward, prompting every pony to hurry and take a seat. Once the entire room fell silent, the Sun Princess shared a nod with Luna and Twilight before facing her peers.
Hey, Kays, what are you doing? Calling my agent. Thank you all for attending Princess Twilight's coronation. We know that normal Twilight would have put herself along with her friends and would have probably taken to table with them and eaten with them, but this is not your Twilight. This Twilight thinks she's better than you. This is a day of change as we walk toward the future. However, the coronation is not yet complete. Whispers and murmurs escaped the crowd, each matching the sound of befuddlement. Watermelon, 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 watermelon. I swear! I have a magic hairdresser! She tells me everything! My god, what is with that guy as hairdresser? To know more about the hairdresser, please check Glyzenberger's latest fic. Twilight and her former teacher exchanged nods before trading positions. The younger Alicorn cleared her throat upon Tracy Sarah's stage. Thank you, every pony. As we know, don't use as blank no as a way of exposition! How many times must I say this? The Carolite Guards serve as knights for Princess Celestia and Luna. Not that they do it.
What I mean to say is, off screen, they do it pretty well. They probably have had numerous adventures and probably have done a great job off screen. Just like as we know, the yellow shirts of Star Trek and some of the other security personnel on the Enterprise must probably do a really excellent job. And Kirk probably doesn't get nearly as many red shirts killed as we see on the show. It just so happens that on the show, we see red shirts die by the thousands. And thus, on this show, we see the guards failing. This is supposed to create a narrative story. This is the main 6 stories, not the Camelot Guards. Maybe if this is the Camelot Guards, we could see them being awesome. But, hey, what can you tell? That being said, on the show, they are useless. Ow! The Camelot Guards serve as knights for Celestia and Luna. However, as per my request, I've already chosen a pony to act as my personal knight. Now, I know that I don't have guards in the show, and this is a character moment for me, because if I had guards at my castle, I would start making it look like I feel like I'm better than everyone else. I am a princess of friendship. Having guards would lower that. It would make me seem inaccessible. So thus, I don't have guards or royal or personal knights. It does not also hurt that I am praying to control my powers, and the knights usually are to protect the ponies from the princesses. I do not need a personal knight because I do not believe in holding myself above other ponies. If anyone is going to be my personal knight, it will be my friends. Lady Applejack, Lady Rainbow Dash, Lady Rarity, Lady Fluttershy, and Lady Pinkie Pie. Why has there never been a knighting ceremony done for these girls? I'll never know. Maybe if Legendbringer would get off his butt and actually write that fic. Shut up. I've already chosen a pony to act as my personal knight. The High Council has already discussed this. They unanimously decided that he deserved this role. I would like to ask who, but the crowd maintained their silence, but the clamors could still be heard, albeit barely. Twilight smiled. Although he will serve as my protector, he'll also act as knight as Equestria. Yes, that's better. See, you don't need to say that he's your protector, you speak strong girl. You'll also act as Knight of Equestria, protecting any pony from the reaches of danger despite their status. Princess Celestia and Luna coded. You had said this before. This is a way to recognize him for it. On a separate topic, I have seen the new She-Ra cartoons transformation sequence. It is boss! Love the way that she punches her fist. It is so cool. Her brow furrowed. Understandably, some of you are wondering just who I am talking about. Your friends. Which, you know, if this was my story, I would totally have Twilight do the knighting ceremony. Seriously, guys. Just one episode where Twilight knights them. Come on, fanfic writers. Just one fic. One little fic is all I'm asking. One little story where Twilight has the main 5 walk into her throne room. She takes out her scepter and knights each one of them. Applejack, Knight of Honesty. Rainbow Dash, Knight of Loyalty, etc., etc., etc. Knight them right there in front of the whole crowd. Come on, it'd be a cool ceremony. Why hasn't anybody done this type of story yet? Sorry, I love a good knighting ceremony. It was one of my favorite parts of the Kenny Tartakovsky and Clone Wars. Was that whole bit with Anakin. Hey. Truth is, he's kept his identity a secret from the world for quite some time. The wielders of the Elements of Harmony, Princess Shining Armor, Princess Celestia, Cadence, Luna, and myself are the only ones who have known this stallion from the start. He is a kind-hearted and humble stallion who thinks about the safety of others before his own. I trust him with my life as well as my heart. Oh, excuse me a sec. His lips curled to a smile as the temperature in her face rose. I speak with an open mind when I say I am happily in love with the stallion, and I couldn't be more proud of him. The world knows him as Flash Sentry. Right now, he's going to be known as my boyfriend. Applejack can have Peter. What? But as of now, you'll know the pony underneath the mask. He is here, attending the party, and I ask that he join my side right now. The entire room buzzed with declarations of requests. The pony was personally picked by Princess Twilight to be her knight. It was Spider-Man. You know, traditionally in medieval times, knights do actually earn the right to be a princess's personal knight and bodyguard. They have games, and sometimes they actually fight for the honor of being the guard, being their personal knight. If we're going to do this, we should do this right. We should have Peter Parker taking Applejack's Twilight's colors and entering some sort of tournament, a jousting tournament, a night tournament, something where he fights with other contenders and earns the right to be her personal protector. I would love that. But then again, I'm into this type of stuff. I'm into this medieval type of thing. So, go ahead. Have Peter do that. It would be a far more interesting story. And as long as we're wasting time with copious amounts of filler that have been going on for the past, 16 chapters, might as well have a jousting tournament. The one who don't remind me of the previous two parts. Plus, judging from the way the young Alicorn referred to the stallion, she was released instant with the hero. I trust him with my life as well as my heart. Well, you guys are really, really dumb. These statements coursed throughout the vicinity. Several ponies shifted their heads about, trying to pinpoint which stallion in the room was the chosen one. As Peter expected, evident by his empty smile, no pony even gave him so much as a passing glance, with the exception of his friends at the table and his special sun pony, who motioned with their hoof. Again, Applejack. Twilight was waiting. Peter refused to make her do so for long. Inhaling deeply, Peter forced himself from the comfort of his seat in standing position. The muscles of his legs locked, freezing with trepidation. But thanks to a well-placed hoof from his shoulder, from Trixie and eager nods from the rest of his friends, Peter found a way to transfer throughout the room. He kept his eyes fixed on the ground, avoiding the stunned gazes and bewildered glares of his peers, though his ears could only fall to a mane, having heard quite a few quotes of disbelief. Peter let himself shrink, felt as the only strand of glass lost in a land of metal, ostracized and alone. After what felt like an eternity, the stallion reached the stairs, and he raised his hazel irises to find a fiery embodiment of beauty on top, waiting for him from afar. Blueblood watched the supposed common pony ascend the staircase in horror, his jaw practically unhinged. Eventually, Peter reached his princess. I'm sorry for harping on this again, but it doesn't even have to be a standalone story. How about an epic fanfic where Twilight knights her friends? Come on! Give me something! Oh, wait, I'm the only one who's ever actually had the knighting ceremony with the main five, and Twilight was dead for 99% of that story! Granted, I brought her back, but she was a princess, she didn't need to be knighted. Has a princess ever been knighted? Hell, I would love to see a Sailor Moon story that featured that with the Senshi! Of course, that would be awesome to actually see. But then again, I wouldn't want to see Usagi wield a sword. In the name of Her Most Royal Majesty, wait a second. Usagi, before you do anything with that sword, maybe you should use your scepter instead. Why? I'm not gonna cut you, I promise. Yeah. Tell that to Ami. Oh,
My shoulder. Ow, ow. Fine, use the scepter. Wanted to be all formal and cool stuff.
Sadly, each one member of the Senshi had headaches that day. I'm sorry, Usagi. Eventually, Peter reached his princess, managing to return her smile with one of his own. But uncertain gazes of the nobles in their room caused the stallion's doubt to steadily resurface. Seriously, none must effort. Just how the main six get knighted. Girls have been knighted in real life. They're called ladies. You don't need to make this male-centric. Just have the girls get knighted. Come on, work with me. As the sensing his confidence dwindling, Twilight reached down and took Peter's stuff in his own. They remained as such, allowing the world to see them as they were. This is the stallion to which Twilight referred to. No, that would be the yellow guy over there with blue mane. But the mayor felt unsatisfied, sensing every pony in the board did not truly take her foot. So he bit down, feeling his stomach tighten in a knot. So she took him right in front of everybody. What did Tracy say? Keep the pervy stuff for Sunday. I know. Twilight had full confidence in Peter, as he wanted the populace to do the same. Princess Celestia told her yesterday to follow her heart, to heed her mentor's advice, now see to ill-advised. But the young Alicorn wanted to make a statement to the ponies in attendance, to those who doubted her decision, and to the mayor she loved immensely. Peter, I'm gay. I am gay for... Cheerily? Wipes the cobwebs. That's one we haven't used in a while. Twilight had full confidence in Peter, wanted the populace to do the same. Princess Celestia told her yesterday to follow her heart. I apologize for repeating that last paragraph. Against her better judgment, Twilight closed the gap between herself and Peter, seeking her lips with his. She was not one to condone public affection, but this needed to be done for a more personal reason. The kiss was brief, lasting a couple of seconds, but the message was clear. Twilight was gay. Peter was Twilight's, as he proudly stood along with her choice. I mean, look at how lousy that kiss was. He continued to hold hooves, locked in a frozen state of time as the outside world buzzed wildly. But Twilight instantly released her hold, taking a step back to give her stallion full rights to the stage. Exhaling, Peter faced the crowd with his nerves fully settled. What's there to say? To tell you the truth, I've got nothing to say. And that's weird since my friends always tell me I talk too much. For so long I hid behind a mask, keeping Peter Parker and Spider-Man away from each other as much as possible. It wasn't until I met Twilight Sparkle and my friends that I was able to accept I didn't have to keep myself a secret from all of you. He smiled, taking Twilight's hoof in his own. With great power comes great responsibility, and that is a saying I've always upheld. I don't want anybody to think this changes anything. I'm here to help every pony that I can. Friends, family, all of you. My princess, and if anything happens, I promise I'll give you everything I've got to protect this land. I'm Spider-Man, I'm Peter Parker, and I'm a knight for all of the world. Yes! Because that is exactly what I wanted to see. Peter Parker being a knight. Well, with any luck, there will be a knight ceremony. Please. Nodding, Peter kissed the top of Twilight's hoof before kneeling out of respect. Every pony in the room, except for this pony, breaking free from their states of shock, made their way to their hooves and stood tall, acknowledging the stallion before the trio of princesses. Cadence was busy at a strip club. Oh, so he wasn't stripping for other stallions? So he was stripping for a signing. I know you're probably wondering how does that work as ponies, but as a pony myself, let me tell you something. Most of the time it involves putting on the clothes slowly over here. Then slowly taking it off. Then slowly lifting their little tails. Then spreading the legs so that way they can show what's underneath. There. Join us next week when I personally explain how belly dances work over here in Equestria. Applejack took her hat off and smiled, Tracy stoic demure dismissed, and at that moment tears poured from the unicorn's eyes. Oh, she wasn't sad at the moment, she was just chopping some onions. However, she maintained a smile, feeling happy her bumbling friend had achieved such success. Verity wiped away her own tears while the mother smiled wildly. It had come full circle. For every life Peter had saved, every villain he had defeated, and for the lives he had mourned. I repeat, I would bash my head against this desk if it weren't for the fact that I'm scared I'm gonna break it! This was the crowning achievement to repay him for his selfless acts. You know what? Forget that. Stupid! Princess Celestia stepped over to Peter, all the while sharing a smile with Twilight. Using her magic, the Sun Princess lifted a sword from her side, levitating it over the stallion's head. Its sheath was black, pelted with a crimson design. Oh, and you had to use the word crimson too, didn't you? Just piss me off further, why don't you? Celestia carefully unsheathed the blade, allowing every point to see the light reflect off of the sword's smooth surface. Lightly tapped Pierce's shoulders with the blunt aside of the sharp object. In the name of Equestria, I hereby knight thee, Sir Peter Pony Parker. Uh-oh. Tracy thinks it finally broke you, Princess Celestia declared, seizing the blade before surrendering it to Peter, prompting the stallion to accept it with a hoof. As he and Twilight shared a smile together, the Sun Princess used her magic to retrieve a silver medallion from Luna. Celestia placed it around Peter's neck. In honor of everything you've done for us, I am happy to name you Prince Parker. What? Personal knight for Twilight Sparkle. What? Your rank is just beneath ours, and we shall call upon you in times of severe duress. Do you accept and uphold our vow? I do, Peter firmly stated, receiving a hug from Twilight afterward. All you ponies who don't want to lose your ears, Tracy suggests you, again, lower the volume to its minimum level. Or, if you don't like having eardrums, raise it to your maximum level. Don't say Trixie didn't warn you because this is not going to be good. What? Okay. What is the problems with this scene? Let's go over this in order. First of all, I love Peter Parker. I love Spider-Man. He's my third favorite superhero of all time, just underneath Batman and Superman. When it comes to watching superheroes on TV, I grew up with X-Men, Flash, and Spidey. And Batman. So, let me point out that I am a very huge Spider-Man fan. And you know what I love about him? The fact that he can be me. I mean, I know everybody talks about, oh, you can be Batman, but last I checked, I'm not rich. You can be Captain America. Well, yeah, if you trained hard enough. But Spider-Man could be me. He is me sometimes. I can admit that I've made a few mistakes here and there. There are some times when I let my mistakes overcome me, and there are some times I mess up. But I always know I can pull myself back up from those mistakes and change myself for the better. Just one step at a time, just like Peter. So, hearing Peter become a knight of all things, it just spits in the face of Peter. Just say it to yourself. Sir Peter Parker. Unless this was an alternate reality story where Peter was a... No! Not even that. A good alternate reality story featuring Peter in Camelot would have him be a squire of all things. only accidentally getting some Spire magic from Merlin. Which, confidentially, would be a pretty cool alternate reality of Spider-Man story. Hey, writers, get on that! It would actually be a pretty cool Spire armor, though, now that I think about it. Armor wearing red and blue. I digress. Does it even sound natural? Sir Tony Stark. Okay. Sir Steve Rogers. Okay. Sir Bruce Wayne. Alright. Sir Peter Parker. Is this something that gives me bile in the back of my throat when I say that? Because that's not Peter. The Peter I know and love may get a bunch of girls from over the many generations, but most of the times he's just usually dating those, and most of the time they're not all at once. And in the Peter I know and love, yeah, some people can respect him, but he's also not respected. Seeing him becoming a knight and heaped in praise, this feels so unnatural, just so not Spider-Man. You've taken somebody who's relatable and turned him into some unknown character. This isn't Peter anymore. It's just Sir Peter Pony. Knight. He's not a guy that I feel like could have problems. And the moment you say Peter Parker without the problems, well, there was only one universe where that worked. And last I checked, I'm not seeing it. But that universe was awesome. Yeah, I'm talking about the 90s Spider-Man. That episode was rocked! But you see, there's the reason why it worked. It was just so out there, so unbelievable, so against what everything Peter stood for. Hell, the Spider-Man in there was nothing like our Peter. He was like, what if Peter said, okay, I'm gonna be awesome, I'm gonna be confident, and I'm gonna be badass? What's everything that Peter wasn't? And that's what it made that universe worked. It was a crazed what if, like the other what if. But that is not this Peter. Secondly, I can't believe I found a fic that insulted Twilight's friends worse, somehow, than the Canterlot Wedding fics I've read. Yeah, I said it. At least it knows Twilight acknowledged them. At least it knows Twilight thought about them. But we started the story off with her friends beneath her. Let me repeat this again for you to fully understand why I'm disgusted with this idea. Twilight's friends, the ones that she fought with, the ones that she had been through so many adventures with, were beneath her during her coronation. Not by her side, not behind her, as a good way to show that they would always be behind her, but beneath her. They had to look up to look at her friend. Basically, Twilight just said that they were all beneath her and were essentially shit. I expected that from a Mike and Fic, not from this. Secondly, going back to that point about how Twilight's friends did everything with her, worked so hard with her. You're telling me that just because Peter took her heart, because Peter saved the day once or twice, he earned the right to be knighted more than her friends? Her friends who did everything with her, knew her for years. They don't get a knighting ceremony. They don't get turned into Lady Applejack, Lady Rainbow Dash, Lady Rarity, Lady Fluttershy, Lady Pinkie Pie, and Sir Spike. They don't get that. They get Bupkis. But Peter, Mr. My True Love, gets Sir Peter Parker. No. Just no, you disgusting pile of shit. No. 1,000 times no. Congratulations. You just basically had Twilight say, yeah, girls, thanks for helping me out with all that. I could give you a reward, could make you knighted, but I'm going to choose not to. See, this is why I got pissed off whenever I read that somebody thought that Twilight was going to abandon her friends, or that Twilight was going to ignore her friends, or anytime I see a fic where they think that Twilight would, because Twilight is too kind, caring, and actually enjoys her friends' companies to pull that crap off! So, no. Yeah, I know what you're thinking, but the show never showed them being knighted. Well, guess what? That's why it's called fill in the blanks. And in my head canon, they got knighted off screen because the show writers don't know how to do a good knighting ceremony. This has a knighting ceremony, then it was with the wrong pony. It was with Peter freaking Parker. Or should I say non-Peter, because there's no way that this overhyped, overpowered, overleveled knight is anything like the Peter Parker that I knew and loved and grew up with as a child. So, fuck you, story, for not only basically fucking up Peter Parker, fucking up the main six's relationship, and fucking up Twilight's characterization, but I finally have a knighting ceremony, and you fucked that up too! Oh yeah, that's the last thing that's wrong. This whole entire Peter Parker, Prince, personal knight for Twilight Sparkle. Unless you are going to explain how Parker is a prince with that whole knighting ceremony, you have done either two things. One, this is either critical research failure, or two, you are saying that Peter Parker is on the same level as Prince Blue Blood. Thank you, Fick. No. Shining Armor is a prince consort. You can still call him Prince, but he's a prince consort. And the way that Shining Armor got that, he married Cadence. So, unless I see a ring on Twilight's finger, I don't think so. He is a knight. So, congratulations. You just made him a freaking prince. Thank you so freaking much. I am so glad that this humble, relatable, well-rounded man who comes from the down on the Queens is now a prince. And I just so love seeing the fact that this is going to illustrate so freaking well. Fuck you, story. I do. Peter firmly stated, receiving a hug from Applejack afterwards. Everybody joined together in applause, except for me, Last Century, Trixie, and Tempest Shadow, who's right now behind me, pissed off as well. Twilight broke away from Peter and embraced her former teacher, allowing the stallion to steal one final glance from the surrounding crowd. Oh, and by the way, this is nothing more than filler bullshit. It was no longer a secret to be kept. Soon the news was spread, and how things would turn out remained to be seen. However, Peter smiled inwardly. He's perfectly content with the developing situation. I hope you're proud of me, Uncle Ben. I'm not. No nephew of mine is going to be no freaking prince. Life was changing. Peter Parker was Spider-Man, Knight and Prince of Equestria. Several hours had passed. In the dead of night, Caroline slept, but a few souls remained awake. Fulfilling her duties, Princess Luna watched over the land while the castle guards patrolled, making certain nothing was wrong. Peter would not yield to the reaches of sleep in the confines of his quarters. He rested in his bed with his hose behind his head, staring at the ceiling. The bundle of his life at his side shuffled, stretching her limbs before placing her hose over the stallion's chest. Twilight's eyes flared open, Leslie staring at her pale, high-risk irises that watched her closely. Peter stood persistent around one hoof around the mare's body, allowing the other to brush through her wet mane. She had just taken a shower an hour ago. The rest sense of her twitched soap and shampoo still vibrant. I'm sorry, I'm kind of a little bit busy right now. I'm busy playing some Spider-Man on the PS4 to play some real Spider-Man. Are there any tits in this fic? Twilight nuzzled further against Peter's warm body, cooing. Can't sleep? Stanley chuckled, kissing the center of his mare's forehead. No, not really. I guess I'm still trying to take all this in. He paused, replaying the event through his mind. Oh, by the way, aren't you people glad of me? I did that whole entire rant, and I never said a single word about one more day or Civil War. But now I will. Yeah, this whole time revealing your identity thing, I'm right now expecting Twilight's aunt to be shot and nobody being able to remove a crossbow bolt in spite of having all the magic in the world, and Twilight has to make a deal with freaking T-Rex to erase Peter's memory and erase Peter's secret identity from everybody's mind and break up the marriage. I may not think T-Rex would work, Bill, but I could still... No, not this time. I saw you cheering Stan when he punched me in the eye. Damn it. Looking online. That's not why I can't sleep right now. Leslie taking the whole world knows who I am, and I'm a knight and a prince thing pretty well. And something else has been bugging me. Her eyes widen. What's wrong? The fact that I am a prince and a knight. That just feels wrong. Peter turned over as Montel's body was directly on top of Twilight's. He yelled sharply, fussing at the compromising positions he was suddenly in. But the Alcorn didn't protest. Hey! Trixie thought this was solely PG-13! Keeping her eyes locked on the stallions. The temperature surrounding their bodies rose, heightening further once Peter placed his lips over Twilight's. Oh my god, please tell me I'm about to see some booby flash. Oh, please. I don't even care to cross boobs anymore. I just want something entertaining out of this chapter. That's how instincts he opened her mouth, allowing the stallion to explore her further. He did just that, using his tongue to the greatest extent. Twilight's moans increased in volume, watching their growing pleasure. He soon parted, heaving their bodies need for air. Twilight smiled, nuzzling her head against the other side of Peter's muzzle. He took in the sweet scent of her mane before tightening his grip on her body. His mind grew fuzzy, and a burning sensation coursed through his chest. That's not all that's burning! Causing the stallion's heart rate to crimson. Peter slanted his eyes shut. And slanted something else too! Woo! A sense of yearning returned, much stronger this time. It was becoming quite impossible to ignore. Ah, shit! Twilight's in heat, isn't she? He managed to avoid this topic of his mare so far, but his mind reached a breaking point, begging to finally confront Twilight by the matter. Wait a minute. If Twilight is in heat, and mares sometimes sing their own heats together, then... Trixie, are you... Trixie's not coming out! Oh, okay. And Rainbow Dash, Fluttershy, are you... Okay, then. Peter opened his eyes once he felt his mare sitting in his grass. And Violet stopped after coming into contact with the Alicorn's gaze and smart smile. The Italian styled himself. He could talk to Twilight about anything. It was a common fact he regularly forgot, but a fairly sensitive subject. Wait a minute, Applejack's in the heat! I gotta get going. Oh no, you're staying back in this story, man! No. It was a common fact that he regularly forgot. A sensitive subject. The last thing Peter wanted to do was make Twilight uncomfortable. Peter, Twilight's right now underneath you. Legs spread, tail lifted. Do your duty! Peter brought himself over Twilight's cheek and caressed it gently. I'm just thinking about us. He removed a strand of mane from her mare's eyes and stifled a giggle, smiling instead. This is the third time we shared a bear figure, but it still feels like it's the first for me. I had time to think about it. There's something I want to ask you. Twilight's cheeks burned. What is it? Peter inhaled deeply, held his breath for several seconds before exhaling. We come so far together. You're a princess, and I'm your knight. You have no idea how happy I've been since we started our relationship. You've given me your best, and I have no way to repay that.
There's something I want to do. And it's only with you. Oh my. It may be too soon for me to think like this, but it feels like it's the right thing to do. Remember, if you're not okay with it, just tell me the truth. Peter, she's in heat. She's okay with it. Staring a brief and affectionate kiss on the mare, Stan drew out his final defensive barrier. Twilight, I may not be your prince yet. You just got knighted. Twilight says you're her personal knight. You're also now Prince of Equestria. She's your prince. What more do you want? But I'd like to be sometime in the future. Tonight, I want to take that step forward and become your lover. Don't. Does he dare? No. Well, mister, if you want to be my lover, you gotta get with my friends. Na 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 na. Friendship never ends. Trixie's going to kill you! I want to give you my heart and my body. Well, okay, if you would kindly lie down on the bed and proceed to take some Novocaine. You don't really have any morphine to help? Sorry, no. Time for a good old fitness section! Something I want only you to have. I'm ready to move forward with my new life and with you by my side. Pierre, don't. Don't fuck Twilight. Remember what happened the last time you fucked Mary Jane and she got infected with your cum. Remember? It's called Spider-Man Rain. Boo! 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 I'm sorry. Hey, if my little brother can come in here and make a bunch of bad One More Day jokes, I can make Spider-Man Rain jokes. I'm sorry. Here, of course we can. Twilight fumbled over her words while her mind delved into a world of bliss. She wrapped her hose around the stallion's neck before pressing her lips against his. Upper lips or lower lips? Feeling their passionate desire to strengthen and solidify their bond. Her heart glowed, causing every curtain in the room to close. A form of light had been cut off, leaving the couple alone in the dark. Rockets going off. Oh, my love, I long for your touch. But they were content, refusing to let go of each other. I want you to make me a promise, Pierre. Don't you dare leave me behind. Did you say leave you behind, or don't you dare take me from behind? Because you're sending mixed signals here. Leave me behind. You can take me from behind, the front, the rear. I don't care. No matter what happens, we'll see everything through together, okay? Despite not being able to see, Pierre used his instincts, leaned forward and kissed the mare. That's my hoof, genius. Neck. Ooh, I like that last one, but that's not my lips. Nose. Horn. Mane. Other hoof. Other hoof. Other hoof. Belly button. Top of the chest. Left pec. Right pec. Lips again. Hoof again. Do you want me to go get candles? Because I have a feeling you're missing a lot. Arnie got a pleased moan for his efforts. He parted, allowing his hot breath to brush against Twilight's coat. You know, I know this is supposed to be romantic, but I can't help but want to imagine how this really would go to two virgins. Frog persistent? Yeah, I'm sorry. Let me move a little bit here. Maybe if I just mind. No. Let me get on top of you. No. Let me imagine if this was really Twilight's first time. According to the book right here, it says that I'm supposed to position myself in the left position downstairs, and you are supposed to get to me position A and insert item B into orifice V. If you could just move a little bit to the left, and then proceed to piston me at a rigorous volume for 5 to 10 minutes until you ejaculate. Here. Peter. Okay, now it says that now that my nipples have hardened, you are supposed to lick it. Really? You're supposed to lick those?
comes out of them. I'm not lactating yet. Why would you do that unless you were trying to get some milk or something? That just sounds weird. Let's see, what else are you supposed to do? Let's see, I seem to be lubricating at this moment, so, according to this, you are supposed to... Oh, there's no way a stallion's hoof can fit in there. My hoof can barely fit in there. Are you sure your hoof's supposed to fit in there? Because it doesn't look like it can fit. Maybe you're supposed to just play with my button. Oh, yeah, it says, in case you are unsure, it's okay to play with button. Okay, you're supposed to roll that around in a circle? But I don't think you're supposed to do it like that. And let's see. Oh, it also says that now that I am sufficiently lubricated, you're supposed to... You! Lick down there? No! I urinate from there! This just sounds wrong! I really gotta have a talk with whoever wrote this book. Karma Sutra. Yeah, I really need to have a talk with her. I'm sorry, Peter. I guess we're gonna have to try this again after I've done read up more on it. I wonder if Rarity knows more about this.
Though, granted, Peter would probably be reading the same book too. Let's see. Oh, this is an interesting persistent. Wait, we're supposed to be putting both our sides on here, and I'm supposed to put my what in your mouth? This is wrong. I pee from there.
Are you kidding? When you look at this book, according to this, it says you're supposed to put your tongue against my. Ew. No, just no. Let's just sleep in and try this again tomorrow. Yeah, let's see if Rarity knows more.
This is the dawning of a new age. Welcome to the new age. Welcome to the new age. I'm radioactive, radioactive. And if you know why I'm singing Imagine Dragons when it comes to Spider-Man, congratulations, you know about Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark. From this day forth, Peter would no longer lead a dual lifestyle. Spider-Man and Peter Parker one and the same. A knight of Equestria. However, what mattered more to his stallion was his relationship with Twilight. Our hearts were one, fused by their growing love. Their bodies were shared, only with each other. Peter vowed to the world he would proudly serve as Twilight's protector, as her lover. He promised never to leave her behind. And in the end, it doesn't even matter. He had to fall in order to lose it all. But in the end, it doesn't even matter. For one thing, he doesn't know why. It doesn't even matter how hard he tried. But you have to keep that in mind, that he designed this rhyme to remind himself of a time when he tried so hard. In spite of the way that they mocked him, acting like he was a part of their property, remembering that all the times he fought with the Sinister Six, he's surprised that it got so, that the things weren't the way that they were before. You couldn't even recognize him anymore. Not the way that we knew him back then. But it all comes back to him in the end. He keeps everything inside. And even though he tries, it all fell apart. What it meant to him will eventually be a memory of a time. And he tried so hard, and it got so far. But in the end, it didn't even matter. He had to fall, to lose it all. But in the end, it doesn't even matter. He put his trust in her. Pushed it as far as he could go. For all this, there's only one thing she should know. He's put his trust in her. Pushed it as far as he could go. For all of this, there's only one thing she should know. He tried so hard and got so far. But in the end, it doesn't even matter. He had to fall to lose it all. But in the end, it doesn't even matter. Peter would protect both Twilight's love and life, no matter the cost. Wow. What a way to lose all that good feeling I had earlier!